Welcome back. Return of the Mac. M.A.C. Moss, Andrew, Carl. Episode 195. Back in the building. What's happening?
Yeah. We back.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Crazy what a week will do.
Yeah, man.
Shit crazy.
It is wild.
Time be flying. We halfway through the year already. Shit crazy.
It is.
That's a fact.
We're about to sound exact polar opposites of last week.
Shit wild. A lot can change in a few days.
Yeah, a lot has changed.
We know how it goes.
Completely different circumstance. That's overall my prediction will come true.
I don't even know. How was y'all's week? What day?
What?
It was
y'all's week. What's going on?
It was a good week, regular week.
Well,
last week we had our day of caring stuff. So rather than doing regular work, we did a day of volunteer work. So Wednesday last week, I was out shoveling mulch. Felt good.
No work.
Felt good. Yeah, get out of the office. No regular work for the day. Do a little something physical.
Nothing wrong with that.
It broke up the week too. Last week went super fast. So I'd say overall, good week. Good week. Got some basketball throughout the week.
You did.
Which wasn't sure of, so that was
welcome.
nice.
Y'all welcome.
Yes, thank you.
Could have been over.
Could have been very easily.
Could have been over.
Very easily.
Other than that, I got nothing.
You go pick up some trash on the highway?
Pick up some trash.
Do some volunteer work, something? What'd you do? What was your contribution?
I'm not in a fucking chain gang.
What was your contribution, bro?
Picking up trash on the highway.
What was your contribution to the volunteer?
I went to the, it's like a private library, and pretty much just stuck barcodes on a lot of building plans that are local, like colleges and stuff like that. So that's pretty much what I did. I feel like if you want to go to like, I don't know, like, you want to have like a bank heist or some shit, you probably should go to a place like that and study those plans.
Floor plans.
Yeah. I mean, that's just like, public information. Like people don't even realize that shit.
Because there's not much use for it for any normal person.
Yeah, right. Like, I mean,
I do think heist when I see floor plans. That's the only thing I think of.
Right, it's got to be a heist, right? This is not a robbery. It's a well thought out plan here. So,
well, you're a contractor.
Yeah, that's the other one. That's the other one.
Yeah, probably so.
Probably build houses.
That's probably the most likely.
Still, the only thing I think of is a robbery of some kind.
Yeah, that's pretty cool seeing stuff like that, though. Like just old random buildings that, you don't put in much thought into, but you are aware of. It's like, oh, this is, master floor plans for this place, like when it was constructed. It's pretty cool. So, and they got a lot of other cool stuff too. I was telling Andrew earlier, it's like a place that you can go if you want to research like your family history and stuff like that. Something I'm fairly interested in. So I might visit again and check that out. But yeah, that was my contribution is sticking barcodes on
putting
on those plans.
Books.
Huh?
Putting labels on books.
Child's play.
Something like that.
It's crazy.
Child's play.
At least you had some label with your.
I know. I did real volunteer. I'm a real volunteer. It was like I pretend I'll put some barcodes on for you for a half a day. I went for a full day.
They had snacks and everything out there for your boy. They treated me great.
Sound like you found the easy way out.
That's what I'm getting.
I didn't pick it. I didn't pick it. But that was my contribution, bro. I volunteered. What did you do? Did you volunteer, sir?
That's a good question.
I take care of elderly people on a daily basis. So
you get paid for that.
Yeah, I take care of them. But I take care of them.
You know what I'm saying?
That's your job, bro. That's how you feed your family, bro.
I treat them right.
That's something to say about that. Something to say about that.
That's what I did. That's it. Work. Watch games. Work. Oh, you finally finished my floor.
Done?
Carpet upstairs, new hardwood down. So you was out there, you might not know, it's dark. It's a more dark hardwood floor.
Yeah, I didn't come in enough to see it.
It's dark hardwood floor in there. It looks pretty nice.
That's what's up.
They still got to come through and do like some little plumbing things and clean and shit. But for the most part, the floors are done. That's the biggest part.
Yeah. It'll at least look like a normal spot.
Yeah, it caused the most confusion. Shit all over the place. Shit was a little bit of a headache, but we're here now. We're in the final week of everything getting wrapped up, I think. So I'm excited about that.
Good for you.
Mm-hmm. There we go.
Well, we left off last week talking some NBA playoffs. Not much changed. Exactly how we predicted it last week. Going to Game 7.
That's what we doing.
Yeah, same as what we said
Change the whole
last week.
script. No, we ain't doing that. We ain't doing that.
Well, first of all, you got tricked into taking your boys.
I didn't get tricked.
You said they had
No.
I didn't get tricked.
and Carl just ran his mouth long enough that you were like, nah, fuck that.
I knew what was going to happen, so
I'm not a fan that's going like be egregious and like not call it for what it is. I'm pretty real about my squad, win or lose. So yeah, I was down. That shit look bad when you down 3-0 and nobody has ever done it. So it's not like it's something that we can look at and see somebody else, they did this, there's a chance. But at the same time, I knew we weren't playing like us. I named the reasons and the issues that we was having while we weren't playing like us. We had lost our identity. And if we had found our identity, the tables would turn. And that's exactly what the fuck happened. We started getting back on our fucking defense and putting the pressure on their shooters and getting to the cup and getting buckets. 3 started falling too. That helped a lot.
Yeah.
3 started falling. That game 4, then 3s was fucking falling.
Raining.
So that helped a fucking lot. I see a lot of people, I think Chuck had this narrative of they only play defense when they hitting threes. It's not a true statement. It's not a true statement. You don't be top 3 in defense for the last couple of years by just only playing defense when you hitting threes. That's not a true thing. I get it. It looks that way because when we hitting, our defense does look like it steps up a little bit more. But that's just because we're moving at a faster pace and we in control of the game.
I think that's just basketball.
Yeah, when you're in control of the game, everything goes well for the team that's on fire.
When the offense is rolling, the defensive intensity is harder for every team.
It's all about momentum, ups and downs. You got to keep that momentum going. And that's what the fuck we did. We brought it back. Won game 4. Brought it back to the crib, game 5. Won there.
Games 4 and 5 were beatdowns.
Yeah.
They were 20-point games. And at the late stages of the game, they were at 20 points. And I think both of them finished around 15-point wins. So they were pretty convincing. Like you said, game 4 was the rain and threes. There was nothing they could do.
They was hitting everything.
And that was kind of expected that you're going to, at some point, they would answer the bell.
I don't know if it was expected by a lot. We was pretty down and out. Everybody thought they was going to clean us up and sweep us on out of there.
Yeah, I mean, I'm saying it's not crazy shocking that you eventually had a good game where you were shooting the ball really well. But that was crucial to stave off the sweep. Game 5 was just as big of a handle. Took care of business. That one was never in doubt, really.
Pretty dominant. I think Gabe Vincent got hurt.
Yeah, that was that game.
Yeah.
Was that 5?
It might have been a game of 4.
No, it was 4 because he missed game 5. Yeah.
Because it was late in that game through game 4.
The last night's game was the big one.
Yeah. Back in Miami.
Game 6.
Wait, that was last night? It wasn't last night.
No, Saturday.
Okay. All right, yeah.
Saturday. But yeah, back against the guy, basically put their backs against the ropes again.
Yeah.
Because now you're coming back home with a chance to finish out the series. So it's kind of in your favor, even though they still weren't favored to win while they was up 3-0.
Yeah.
Like every game after that we won, we was the favorite team in them games. Well, you can say it's disrespectful, but at the end of the day, I think like when we play like we're supposed to play, we're a better team than the Heat. I think everybody can say that.
I think everybody knows that.
So it's obviously that when we went down 3-0, we didn't look like the Celtics that we know we supposed to fucking be. So at the end of the day, that's just what it was. Flipped the script on them. Went back to who we was, and that's how you make that shit happen. But yeah, back in Miami. How y'all feel about the game?
The ending of that game was kind of wild.
Kinda.
Yeah, the whole game was kind of wild, but
I want to say it was like a 10-point game with just a few minutes left, and Jimmy kind of started to go off.
Yeah, the Heat, for the most part, the Celtics had the game under control, right? Mm-hmm. Especially the second half.
Kept a decent lead, but we never got up too crazy.
Right. I mean, it was a close game, but it looked like the Celtics were going to take it for the most part. And then all of a sudden, the Heat just went on a run. Like you said, Jimmy Butler just kind of looked like he just heated up down the stretch a little bit there. And he had a pretty good game, or a pretty bad game.
Jimmy.
He was like 5 for 23 or something.
Up until that point, yeah. He was not playing very well. Then they started to hit some threes, right? I mean, they started to pop some threes. So it was like, oh shit, the Heat coming on. They look like they're about to do it and finish the game off. Of course, you know what happens at the end of the game where Jimmy Butler gets fouled.
Yeah, that foul.
Yeah, he gets fouled.
And clearly fouled him, and we decided to challenge it.
That was wild.
That was a terrible
And the challenge made it even worse.
Gave him
Like 3 shots.
But it was also a clear double dribble too. I don't know if you can
when
challenge
you lose the
anything
ball,
like that.
you're able to pick it up and bounce it again.
I didn't see that he lost the ball. It looks like he picked it up and then dribbled again.
In game speed, I can see you just calling that something he got hit and dropped the ball. So I ain't mad at that.
It was a double dribble.
I ain't mad at that. I'm mad at the fucking challenge.
The foul was big right there, and then Jimmy hitting his 3 free throws on it, which I think it was debatable if it was supposed to be 2 or 3 shots or whatever.
No, it was like 3. Like when you go back and review it, it was behind the line.
Yeah.
But it was still like, if we wouldn't have challenged, they wouldn't have reviewed it. And we just gave them 2 shots.
Yeah. I mean, it was huge for them to hit those threes, go up 102, 103. And then, man, it just came down to that one possession, and that shit was crazy. I mean,
Derek White, dog. Right place at the right time.
He played a good game, too, overall.
Our most important pickup in the last 2 years, Derek White.
I don't know if I
between him and Al Horford are part of the 2 most important pickups. For sure.
Yeah. So I didn't know that he was defensive 3rd team or something this year.
Yeah, he led the league.
I had no idea that he was a defensive player at all.
He led our guards in blocks. He's like a shot blocker at the guard position.
Yeah,
they tossed Jimmy shit a couple times.
He called Jimmy a couple times.
Yeah, like
Derek White shit.
It's clean.
Yeah.
You ain't even getting the ball out your hands type of blocks. Like
sometimes they have Robert Williams on. I like when they do that, when they switch Robert Williams on. It kind of fucks Jimmy up a little bit.
He likes to go in that drive.
Jimmy was really
into the lane and then turn around, fade away from 10 feet.
He likes to get to his spots and then get his shit off.
Super slow.
When you dealing with a fucking long motherfucker like Robert Williams, he's going to fucking be in the way.
Right, he don't have to jump. So
so
you don't get that.
That was fucking Jimmy up a little bit.
Jimmy was really passive though, for the most of the game.
I think he played good defense on it. I don't think he was passive at all.
It was some times he got straight to the bucket, man, and he just didn't look to score. He was looking to pass it, and he was like, "Yo, you right under the basket." It's just uncharacteristic to me.
Now when you got a shot blocker leaning over top of you, bro. 2 shot blockers leaning over top of you.
He had opportunities though where he didn't even look at the rim. That's all I'm saying. Like,
just because of who's there, because he didn't want to. I'm sure you would have if it was Grant Williams.
You got to.
Or somebody else.
If you try to close a game 6, you got to. Like, he had some quality looks. Jimmy Butler has made plays like that before in his past. I don't think he was scared of anything because he started making plays like that later on in the game.
He was 5 for 21. I mean, he took a lot of shots.
Yeah, he did.
But
it's good defense.
5 for 21 is a really bad game. So for them to even be in the game is kind of wild. But they got a terrible shot. That was so brutal for the Heat. I can't imagine they win tonight. I just can't. But Smart takes the attempted game winning 3. I don't know how that ends up being the play that y'all went with.
They were trying to get to Tatum. They made sure we couldn't inbound the ball to him. You on the clock.
Tatum,
you on the clock. They made sure the shooters weren't able to get the ball. But I felt cool with Marcus shooting that shot.
I ain't
mad at him shooting that shot.
He's been shooting well, so why not? I wasn't mad at him shooting the shot either, but I mean, it wasn't the best look in the world either. Like,
of course not.
Yeah, I know you only got 3 seconds, but they played pretty good defense on it.
No, they did.
For the
play great defense.
It was
just kind of a lucky putback.
You need a little basketball luck every now and then.
It was hustle too, though. I mean, dude was running to the boards and he got the tip right in time.
They were trying to blame Strus because Strus was guarding Derek White, and he's the one that came up and made sure they couldn't inbound to Tatum. Like, he jumped it inbound that made him throw it to Marcus Smart, so that left Derek White just to crash to the basket.
But that's also it's not
the wrong play to do.
Fault.
It's 3 seconds left.
You
can to make sure
it's not his fault. It's the fault of the design of the play. I can't be 2 places at once. You know what I'm saying?
It's just luck. I mean,
right. If this motherfucker cut to it's high IQ from White though too, because it's like I can cut right to the basket and nobody's gonna box me out. It's what you want to do in that situation.
But there's 3 seconds in a game. You play for 1 stop. You're not setting up anything to defend against the putback and all this extra shit. Stop them 1 time.
Because most of the time you wouldn't have enough time.
And 99 out of 100, you're good. You just happen to make the right play.
The literal, like the definition of a tip in, it wasn't even a putback. He had a second, like less than a second just to touch the ball with his fingertips and get it off the glass. But I think the biggest loser or like, I think the person who hurt the Heat the most, even though I say like Jimmy Butler was passive or whatever, and not to say this guy's a bad player.
One more time.
But
if you bring up Tyler Hero one more time. Boy.
No, it was Allen, what was his name? Robinson?
Duncan Robinson, sorry. I don't know why I say Allen.
He
was also wide receiver.
Yeah. But no, he was, I mean, he had two really wide open looks in the fourth quarter.
The thing I was saying to myself in that game, I was like, thank you, God, they depended on Duncan Robinson to hit these clutch shots right now. He's a shooter. He can hit them most cases. I don't know if you're supposed to be putting the ball in Duncan Robinson's hands.
You are when you that wide open, though.
Sure.
Yeah. He was so wide open.
The way we was looking at him when he got the ball, we was like, we'll live with it. Team was looking at him like, we'll live, and they kept letting it happen. That's why they felt like, all right, yo.
One time he had time.
If it's going to come out of Duncan Robinson beat us, we're going to let Duncan Robinson
I think it was the first attempt that he missed. He had time to like catch the ball, think about it, take a dribble, think about it, shoot it, and still missed it.
He took a lot of time.
You can't miss those shots. And that would have changed the game drastically from that point.
Everything that you just said is why I'm comfortable with him taking that shot at the end of that game. He was thinking about it too much. He in his head already. When you have to pause and take another dribble and reset, then you ain't ready to shoot that shit, bro.
I think you got to catch and shoot that motherfucker.
You ain't ready to shoot that shit.
Right, you can't think. You can't think.
No, it's supposed to be a snap reaction,
high pressure moment. Don't even let that shit get to you. Catch that shit and let fucking muscle memory do the rest.
You can't even think about it. You can't even think about it.
Yeah, let it go. But man, those two attempts, that's what hurt the Heat the most down the stretch, man. Because you had just like rallied back. You guys have really at one point taken the lead. Like you could have really taken the air out of the Celtics at that point if he would have hit one of those threes. Shit, both of them would have really crushed you guys. But man, I mean, he bricked both. Like it wasn't really even close. Both off of like the back iron. So just terrible. You got to hit those shots in that moment. I know he feels terrible about it. You can see his body language and stuff when the game was happening.
Of course.
But that just goes to my point that Hero don't miss those shots, bro. Hero would have made that.
I knew it. Maybe I did that. Maybe it was my fault.
Hero would have made that.
Sure.
Y'all would be in trouble. Y'all has to be at home.
We ain't talking about somebody that ain't playing.
Just saying.
He said he ain't cleared to play, but he healthy, so get your ass in the game.
Yeah. I mean, they might need him game 7, tell you that. But I mean, this overall reminds me of like a tennis match a little bit, like this series of how like if you watch like the higher seeded team or the higher seeded player in the tennis match, they might come out in the first couple sets and get their ass kicked. And you be like, man, what's going on? They're not on the game today. But then eventually just like, it's almost like naturally the better player or the better team like emerges, you know what I'm saying? Like throughout the course of it, because they play 5 sets in tennis or whatever for the male tennis. So it's like you got time to come back. And this is kind of like what that reminds me of is like a group or a tennis player kind of rallying back and shit and just finishing them at the end. And it's like, oh, we all knew that you was the better player, but you just had to show it at some point. And I mean, they ended up doing it.
Y'all ready to see history be made tonight?
I told you, I got a future on the Celtics winning the Eastern Conference, so I'm with it. At the same time, I do just have this thing flowing in my veins to not want to cheer for a Boston team. So if Miami wins tonight, my heart will not be broken. But if Boston wins, I win a decent little chunk of money. So I ain't mad at it. I'm hedged either way.
So you got on both sides. What about you?
Yeah, I'm hedged either way.
I mean,
and ultimately, no matter who wins, I want the Nuggets to win the championship.
I think it's the Heat's game to win was the last game, game 6.
The last 3.
You got to, but I mean, after you got your soul taken on that last game 6, like that was heartbreaking for him. Like you had it, you know, you were literally seconds or less than a second away from going to the finals. Like that feeling is like crushing. So, I mean, I'm going with the Celtics on this. And plus again, I got a conspiracy theory on this.
All right, we'll get to that in a second.
The Celtics are going to win.
On this day, a year ago, he was in the same position.
Yeah, that was wild. I saw that today.
March 29th, 2022. Game 7, Heat and Celtics. And we made it happen.
So it's their turn.
History will repeat itself, and history will be made today.
Okay.
First team ever to come back 3-0.
I mean, I agree with that. I think that's the most likely outcome.
And so, all right, the first team ever to come back from 3-0, right? So, what is it with the Boston teams or the teams within that area that are all the first team ever to do something like that? What's going on when the Red Sox, right, were the first team ever to come back from 0-3 and beat the Yankees? I'm sure you remember.
Boston is naturally a winning organization, so that's.
But no, I'm just saying, why is it just Boston that this is happening to? If the Celtics, make it happen as well, they'll be the first team to do it. And if you think about the Patriots in the Super Bowl up 28-3 over the Atlanta Falcons, the first team to ever come back from a deficit like that in the Super Bowl. I'm just saying,
in the DNA,
some alarms are going
in the DNA of Boston teams
to where
it is.
A sports person who was like, well, not like, a conspiracy theorist would say like, hey, man, there's some fishy shit going on here.
What's fishy about it though?
Is it a coincidence that it's all Boston related teams that's doing this?
I don't think it's a coincidence.
Well,
it is. I mean, it's a literal coincidence.
I mean,
but
it's
I'm just
coincidental, but I think they're just all great organizations in all their sports. So they will be in these positions to do it more often than any other team.
What'd you say?
That's what I'm saying.
Putting the Patriots in it is a reach to.
It's not. That's not a reach
to help your point.
You know who they root for there, bro. That's the Patriots. Like there are.
No, I understand that they're from Boston. That's not the anomaly. They're talking about comebacks in series. The 28-3 was.
That's huge though. I mean, that's the biggest comeback in Super Bowl history.
Sure. Yeah, I would say it is. I would say it's completely coincidental. And you don't have anything.
It might be. I'm just saying. I don't have any proof of anything, and I'm not saying that sports is rigged. I'm not that guy, but this is just more ammunition for the guy who is, though, right? Like to point out these like coincidences of. I mean, how often we talking about the first time ever of sports thousands of games have been played like this, and it only has occurred in this little triangle of like, you know what I'm saying?
It's not a little triangle though, because you're a numbers guy, right? These teams that we're talking about have been in these situations to have it be a chance for them to do it more than any other teams.
I mean, I guess you can say that.
Boston has 17 championships. So how many Eastern Conference championships do you think they've been in over the course of the last 50 to 60, 70 years to be in a position to where they might be one of the teams that do this shit?
Yeah, but it's a lot of teams that's been in it a lot of times, and this has never happened. The Lakers have been in it just as much as anybody. This hasn't happened. What about the old teams in football?
I think they came back a couple times.
San Fran, the Cowboys, the Pittsburgh Steelers. This stuff never happened to them. So I mean, you can use this if you want, but there's other examples of why didn't this happen to anybody else before? And I don't know. It's just ironic.
They just weren't good enough.
There has to be a supporting evidence. There can't be just one anomaly found, and you have.
It's not one. It's three though. No, these are three anomalies though.
Sure, you have to have something beyond there in the same location. You can't present this as a real conspiracy without a second, not even second bullet point.
You ain't got nothing else.
Got one.
But, I mean, that's all I got. Yeah. So, but still, I mean, that's interesting. If y'all don't find that interesting, that's crazy to me.
If you had said that you have an interesting fact, it'd probably be that's a fact. Probably a very different discussion.
These are the only teams to ever do it, and they're in the same area. I mean, are they not?
Like
it's
I said,
greatest in the area. What it sounds like to me.
If you said this is a fun fact, I think we would all agree with that. You say there's a conspiracy, I expect you to have more than one bullet point.
Yeah, you ain't had nothing else to back it up.
It's a fun fact, I guess. There you go.
Yeah,
you accept that?
Yeah.
That worked for you?
That is a fun fact.
It's interesting.
Comeback Kings.
It's not that
interesting. I'm saying it might be something that's scripted for you guys. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. I'm just saying that's what somebody, on the other side of this thing will probably say.
Somebody would sound like a loser if they say that.
Hey, look. Hey. It's all possible. Anybody who studies numerology, holla at your boy. Let me know.
You think Jimmy feel like going to press conference every time? The next game, we're going to win.
I'm not sure how much control players have.
How this goes. Sing your Alicia Keys, the melodies. The next game, though, we're going to finish it off. You think he feel like doing that 3 times in a row? as a part of the script,
I don't
and
know.
didn't want to get that win that first time.
Motherfuckers do anything when they're getting paid. I don't know. I'm just saying, like, I'm just, kind of being contrarian to this.
I saw something funny, that little timeout picture Jimmy used last week. He said this is about to be one of the funniest pictures in history after they come back. I did see that. Like the story behind that picture is gonna change so fast in a week.
What if you guys do lose though? How would you feel?
So that would be funny.
Would that be devastating? Would that be more devastating than getting swept? It's got to be, right?
Got to be.
No, getting swept was the ultimate to me. Yeah, for sure. The fact that we fought back 3 games straight and got ourselves in a position to win.
What if y'all lose by 20 tonight?
It's just like,
there's no way it's not a bigger disappointment.
We're not getting blown out.
There's no way it's not a bigger disappointment.
What do you mean there's no way?
There's no way being
both are disappointing. Exactly. You're losing.
100%. So we know it's a disappointment either way. When you're down 3-0, you expect to lose. There's no expectation that you're going to come back and win the series. We saw that last week. But to get to 3-3 after being 3-0 and then lose game 7 would easily be more devastating.
It just depends on how you're looking at it. I feel like we've already done the impossible by taking it to a game 7. But wouldn't be a damn 3-0. I don't think nobody in history has been this close to coming back from down 3-0, let alone doing it all the way through.
I'm not sure.
I don't know for sure either, but it doesn't matter.
That don't matter to me. I mean, it's how I look at it.
3-0 to 3-3 doesn't matter.
That's how I look at it. That's fine.
I think you're capping.
I'm not capping. That's how I look at it. I feel like we've already done the impossible. Now we just got to finish the deal.
So you're saying
we gave ourselves the breath. This is the breath that we needed. We needed to get to this point to even have a chance.
Losing 4-0 would be more devastating than losing game 7 tonight.
Yes, it would.
That's crazy.
It would be.
That's crazy.
More devastating. Both would be disappointing. But I would have been devastated to get swept in the Eastern Conference Finals, knowing that we should be in the finals. How we played. That's unacceptable to me. I can accept that y'all had some motherfucking fight and took this shit to a game 7 and, Miami ended up pulling out in the end of the game type shit like, hey, y'all fought hard back to get back into this shit. I can't be too mad. But if y'all would have got swept, there would have been a lot of different pieces would have got moved on the board by getting swept than if we take it to 7 and lose. I think a lot of different things will happen.
Yeah,
we'll probably keep our team and give Missoula another year if we lose tonight.
Yeah, I can
getting
see
swept. A lot of shit would have got changed up. They would have switched a whole bunch of shit. If Missoula got fired, JB probably be gone. A whole lot of shit would have switched up. And I don't want to have to go through that type of fucking bullshit than keeping the team together and try to work it out.
But, what were you saying?
I don't want to say anything. I don't think.
I thought you were about to say, I don't have anything. I think that's insane. I don't believe that for 1 second.
What's that?
It is what it is.
We'll see. I think it's going to be interesting. But I mean, I got the Celtics in this matchup for sure.
Definitely.
Celtics Nuggets, man. I called this.
Called what?
The finals. Celtics Nuggets.
All right, I don't even know this right now.
No. You don't remember me picking the Celtics and the Nuggets?
I don't.
No, nobody does. No. Plus, last week you said they were dead.
Yeah,
I mean, everybody. History says they were dead.
You can't do that.
What are you talking about?
You can't predict the finals and then say they're dead.
Before the series started, I called Celtics in 6, though. I called Celtics in 6 before the series started.
Would be another bad prediction. You're not getting credit for bad prediction.
I'm just saying I had the Celtics going into this. It's not my fault they went down.
Everybody had the Celtics winning this series before it started. Everybody did.
Yeah, not everybody.
Everybody did.
Not everybody.
Yeah, you're not, what are you trying to get credit for right now?
We've been favored the whole time, even while down 3-0. We were still favored.
I mean,
that tells you that the favor was in our hands
too, right?
Yeah, everybody. Everybody
picked the Lakers.
I did.
I'm saying, bro. Not everybody has the same takes.
I'm not getting any credit for this. I was like the first.
That's an example. Everybody has the same takes, bro. That's all I'm saying. Motherfuckers be out here drunk.
If you want to take it to the Western Conference, we could do that. But everybody had the Celtics winning this series.
I was more worried about the Lakers in the West than a lot of people. Nobody had them beat Memphis and the Warriors. I did. But I did, though. I had them beating them first 2 series. Nobody had them beating
them 2
teams. And that's what happened, so.
Well, anything else you want to mention about the Celtics before we move on to this Lakers? There was one game after last pod.
Oh yeah, that night the Lakers game was that night. But no, man, we gotta make this shit happen. We're back home, Game 7. Let's make it happen.
I'll potentially give Carl a second bullet point because his point could use some more help. So I'll give you a reinforcement. Did you see the referees for tonight?
Who is it?
Scott Foster and somebody else that the Heat are 0-10 this year with playing in games that they're reffing for. So
do you like?
There you go.
Do you? I appreciate it.
I appreciate that.
I don't know if I like people keep using whoever reffing a game as to why teams are losing or not. I think it's kind of getting egregious now. But we can move on to that next topic, which is kind of will flow into with what's his name? Eric Bishop. What's his name?
I don't know.
Is it Eric Bishop? But I think it's kind of getting a little egregious. Like I get it. What's his name? Eric Lewis. Excuse me.
I think it's annoying because it's just another excuse that people use when things don't go the way they want it to.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I do. But at the same time, a particular ref having an 0-12 record, 0-10 record
that shit says
for one team is wild.
Yo, that shit says something to me.
It's wild because you act like he ain't reffing the other team. That's what make it wild. They make it like
that's the thing.
It'd be different if they could bring up the numbers or what they reffing on who got more fouls and who got this call and that. Like, and it was so egregious to one side. But just to saying that they lost 0-12 when this ref is reffing, you can't put that on him because not like he ain't making no calls on the other team. You know what I'm saying? That's where it kind of is. It's like a skewed look at it.
Well, but what's the calls?
If your record, so they don't have the record for everybody, like with him as an official. So I can't fully speak on it.
That part too.
But if everybody is 6-8, 9-7, you got a 10-6, whatever the case is, like there's a mean where most teams have a record of back and forth, and there's one team that has an 0-10. That would be crazy.
If that's true, though, like you said, there's a lot of information that we don't know about these refs.
No, 100%.
But if you break it down, this is like one of your stats. You like to break a stat down to 12 games about one team, and now this ref just be doing this to whenever he reffing his team. It's like giving the whole view of who he refs throughout the season to make this analysis or how he's calling these games in particular. To make that analysis and just saying, these 12 games that he reffed them in the last 10 years, they lost. It's kind of why it's a skewed look at it.
Well, I also think it's ignorant not to believe that referees don't get their pockets greased.
We've seen docs about that shit in the past, for sure.
Right. I mean, I think it's just something that's common that continues to go on. I mean, I don't think how you can eliminate that factor from sports.
Well, it's good. I would say it's going to just get worse. I would say I think this is a byproduct.
Sorry, but
I think it's gone.
This fucking shit gone.
Doc Rivers.
You got the straight.
You gotta stop screaming on these hoes out here, man.
I think it's a direct byproduct of gambling. Like, I haven't seen anybody share those.
I agree.
I haven't seen anybody share those stats on Twitter without it being a gambling angle.
I agree.
It's always
that's
like
what it is.
These teams are 0-10 straight up and against the spread. Like, it's specifically as a gambling thing. And as gambling continues to get bigger, it'll obviously be like more heavily scrutinized.
I agree.
Any team that has a good or a bad record with one particular ref is going to be noticed a lot more.
I think that's exactly what it is. I think that's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
Because gambling has made people more egregious to players, to refs, to anything that can have some type of difference in the outcome of a game. It's kind of gotten egregious, and I think that's probably the main reason for it. So,
the other thing is the biggest story and documentary and stuff about this kind of thing is within basketball.
Yeah, it is.
So there's always, God damn, there's going to be a complete reason to have like more disbelief in the refs when they've already been caught doing it before.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. But, well, with that being said, they found old boy Eric Lewis, referee for the NBA. Apparently, it's supposed to be his burner account. And it's gotten so serious, and now the NBA is starting an investigation.
How do they know? I always wonder, how do they discover somebody has a burner account?
Twitter is fucking powerful. I don't know who did it or how they got it all together, but for some reason they've been finding tweets from this specific account that always comments on stuff that had to deal with Eric Lewis specifically and calls that he's made in certain games in the past years. Somebody put a compilation of it together, and it always comes in the defense of Eric Lewis for whatever he's doing. It's always against the Lakers. It's always favoring Boston because he's supposed to be a big Boston fan. So they kind of like been.
He's the one that they had. They had a GIF, I guess you would say, from this series.
Yeah.
Where Jimmy Butler hits a kind of like a nasty layup. And he's like, throws his head back like, God damn, again, Jimmy.
Yeah, I see that. Yeah,
there's no telling what exactly his reaction was.
And that shit looks terrible. When you got all the optics, the pictures of him and his family in Boston jerseys and shit like that. Is that the same guy? I think it's the same guy.
Same dude.
Oh, wow. All right, so this had come up earlier. It looks
egregious, but I think this is just like the record of how they ain't won no games against a certain team they ref. It's like, these people still human. Like, these refs ain't nothing. I don't know if they had nothing against them having being fans of teams or like being a fan of the game. Like, if you're an NBA ref, I don't know. I'm pretty sure you're a fan of the game. If you're reffing games as a fucking living, you have to have your team that you favor.
So how can you take that part out of? So that's what I'm saying. Like, why when you see those statistics of a ref and this certain team is 0-12,
it has to be something more detailed than just they 0-12 when he refs. If you give me like, he gave them 25 personal fouls and he gave this team 2, then it's like, all right. That's looking kind of wild. Like, you gotta give me more than just they had lost these games as the account.
Yeah,
because it's just this one ref.
Yeah, I'm not saying
that there's how many officials in the game? 3 or 4.
It shouldn't be the end all be all for any conversation when it comes to that, but it should start one though to say like, hey, why is this? You know what I'm saying? And then you do a deeper dive, and it's just like, but I don't get how you would get that out of the game of unless you like,
that's what I'm saying. These people are fans of the game.
Like,
they're gonna have to their
like
teams.
the Men in Black or something where you know what I'm saying. You erase that memory of some
FBI
shit.
Some they fucking refs.
They regular people who grew up watching the sport, playing and shit. They got a favorite team.
It would be wild to me if you could find a ref that don't have a favorite team. Like, you've been reffing basketball for 25 years and you ain't got no team? What are we talking about? That would be kind of crazy to me, more so than if they had a favorite team.
Yeah.
But hey, I don't know. I feel like you can find these points where you can start the conversation and then it's all becomes speculation. There's nothing real definite that says, they've really been throwing games and shit.
There's got to be a lot of research done in on these things. I feel like that's it.
I see the NBA, they're supposed to be doing an investigation on the burner gal, so if they find something, it might have some truth to it. But if they don't,
I doubt it's him.
He's just a fucking Boston fan that refs in the NBA.
It might be somebody that's like a rattle. Like, it might be one of his kids or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Defending their dad.
I can see that.
Or something I can see that. Like, I doubt it's him.
The wife.
I wouldn't imagine.
I can see that.
That dude look like he's well in his 50s or something. He's not spending time on Twitter. Responding to motherfuckers.
Wouldn't be surprised by anything.
Right.
I would be surprised by that. Motherfuckers who 50 don't give a fuck what somebody got to say about them. So, especially not on social media, normally anyway.
Yeah. The whole opposite of it just don't seem right. But it's a good thing to talk about. Good conversation to have in between games.
Yeah.
So
I just can't express how thankful I am that y'all kept the series going all week.
I mean, it should be.
Having an entire week with no games would have really sucked.
Yeah, that would have been whack.
So shout out to the Celtics.
Y'all welcome.
Y'all
this is for y'all. The people win. Got more games, man. People win.
That's a W. So Monday night last week, when we were recording, was Game 7, or
Game 4.
Game 7, basically.
Yeah.
Game 4 of the Lakers Nuggets.
Yeah.
LeBron came out, played the whole first half, 31? Put up 31.
31, I think.
31 points. He looked unstoppable. He threw an alley-oop that went in for a 3. He was like 5 for 5 from 3 or something like that.
It was hot.
Dude just couldn't miss. He looked like old LeBron. And then in the second half, he looked like an old LeBron. Mm-hmm. They stopped going to him completely. Honestly, in the third quarter, he dominated the first half. It was so ridiculous how he was dominating. Second half, they got Reeves bringing the ball up. They got, what's his name, D'Lo bringing the ball up. LeBron's just standing in the corner like, I don't know what they were doing. They lost the third quarter by 20 points. Blew a 15-point lead.
Full turnaround.
And the rest was history at that point. Well, I mean, the game was a good finish and stuff. They got the block on LeBron up 1 or something. The last second of the game.
All the way down to the wire.
Yeah, Denver was just by far the better team. The whole series, it didn't matter. Were y'all shocked that they didn't get a game?
A little bit. I wasn't expecting the sweep.
Finals.
I mean, we wasn't expecting the sweep on either side, and both of them was in the same position. So I was a little shocked because of that. Because I think the first 2 games, the Lakers had really good games in those first 2. Like they was really, really competitive and really in it, but they still ended up losing. I just think the pieces that had got them there. They're role players that had stepped up in the past 2 series. They didn't step up when needed in the end against the Nuggets. And you can say because the Nuggets had better role players and they played better ball than them, but it's just like they didn't step up when the time needed for them to be. Like Rory had a couple of little spurts in there. Austin Reeves had 1 good game in there. AD was being AD. You never know what you're going to get out of him. You might get a 40-10 game. You might get a 10-8 game. You never know what you're going to get out of AD. So he got to take a lot of blame up because especially in that game where LeBron went crazy for 31 in the last game, you got to come in and give us a good 25-30 in the second half or something.
Pick up the slack.
I think he would have had 12 points or 14 points or something like that.
I don't remember.
Dog, you got to pick up the slack a little bit. LeBron giving you everything he got. It's time for you to do the same where y'all getting up out of here. And that's what the fuck happened. So I just think the Nuggets are just better. They play better ball. They can't do nothing with Jamal Murray. He was having his way almost every game to the point where Jokic could just do Jokic shit and let Murray go for 35 every game and nothing y'all can do about it.
LeBron played nearly 50 minutes. So, I mean, you want to wonder why he was probably stagnant in the second half. It's probably a lot to do.
I'm sure
you can't do that shit anymore and expect to be effective for all 4 quarters. It's just unrealistic. As Superman like as LeBron has been throughout his career, is still a human being. So he gave him the cushion, the lead, 15-point lead. It's if y'all can't give him nothing else to keep that 15-point lead, then it's somebody got to put a hand in Aaron Gordon's face. How about that? He shouldn't be giving you 22. When you know you're about to go home, that should be the dude. With that being said, he had been awful for the previous 3 games. For sure. He hadn't been doing nothing. Right, exactly. So he shouldn't give you 22, though. You know what I'm saying? We got to stop this dude from giving us 22, but it's always been, one of those other guys kind of going off.
Him and MPJ. Well, and KCP was really good in that series. The entire series. Really good in that series.
He didn't miss much. I would love to see. He won the ring with the Lakers in the bubble. He was with the Lakers on that bubble team. Got a little get back. I think I think his role is a little bit more effective here. I think he was counted on a little bit more for the Lakers when he played there, but I think he's a little bit more effective in this role because he's a sniper. Spot up and shoot. Right. That's all you gotta do. Don't think. Just put the ball up. So, and they put him in some good spots to do that as well too. And they share the rock pretty well. But the Lakers overachieved. We know that at this point, and the Nuggets been the best team all year. They're gonna watch them. They got them out of there like they were supposed to. But I didn't see a sweep.
It was fun. It was. I thought
great. LeBron could still buy you 1 game, but I guess not at this stage of his career. So,
I don't have much else on it. I think Denver was
you felt about LeBron playing with retirement. You think he full of shit?
Absolutely.
What did he say?
They just basically asked him about, what's the future hold for him, and he's just like, oh no, I got to think about it.
I got a lot of things to consider.
got a lot of things to think about.
I think a lot of people at this stage of their career say stuff like that.
One more year on the contract.
Yeah, a lot of people say stuff like that. And I could see a scenario where LeBron might retire for a year or 2 and take a couple years off and then come back and play.
Oh, I don't see that. The reason I don't see him retirement because do y'all think LeBron is going to leave without getting his what's it called, is the homecoming year? What's it called? What they call it?
Farewell tour.
Farewell tour. You think he gonna leave without that shit? He coming back for that at least.
He's not missing out on that. He's been talking about playing with Bronny for so long. There's no chance they get this close, and it's not like he's by any means not putting up great numbers.
Exactly.
He's super diminished from what he used to be.
How long does he hold out to play with Bronny though? I don't think Bronny should be a one and done player.
I mean, I think LeBron's got 3 or 4 more years left.
I can see that.
The way we talk about him, I'm number one LeBron hater. But the way we talk about him is a lot of times in comparison to what he used to be.
Exactly.
If you just look at his numbers right now, he might have been
just as good.
He might have been a top 10 player in the league this past season.
Probably so.
Probably,
I think easily.
Right?
Yeah,
for sure.
I mean, it's not like he's diminished to a point where he's putting up 20 a game and kind of struggles and stuff. He just can't put the team on the back like he was 28 anymore. That's the only difference.
That was never. That was really never LeBron's DNA. That was never really his thing to put the team on. He's had moments like that. Like LeBron is consistent through all 4 quarters, but LeBron won't never do in like the 4th necessarily. And I'm not saying that he's never done it, but to put the team on it, he always had somebody like that on his team to do it. Like he would defer to.
That's not true.
Yeah, man, I think
LeBron always in the crunch moments, 4th quarters, game 7s, playoffs, he was always the one.
He might, bro. He's good, but he had those guys. The times he won championships, he had D Wade for those moments. D Wade was the guy who was the money, who was really sinking shots when they needed it in game 6s and stuff like that. Like look at D Wade's average in those big time games. Look at Kyrie's average in those big time games. Remember that 41 point, and not to say LeBron still dropped 40 or whatever it was in the same game, but in those killer gotta have it instinct type moments, he had somebody else do it for him, man. For the most part. But I'm not saying he's never done it.
I think you're mixing up 2 like different things. Like I think the criticism was, and I think what you're getting at is like he was a guy that would defer on the final shot kind of thing. Like I think that's pretty well documented that he wasn't going to just pull just because he's the guy and it's towards the end of the game. Yeah. He passed off to a lot of guys to hit the big shot. But like he could still put the team on his back where like he gave you the shot to win for 47 minutes and he didn't take the final shot. I didn't, that's how I look.
It was a lot of, it's kind of like the same thing, like I'm going back to Brady with this. Like they say, the first 3 chips is because of the kicker. Like, yeah, but who drove the ball down the field to put the kicker in position to hit a fucking game-winning field goal? Like, that's what LeBron would do. He would put you in position for somebody to be able to hit the shot to win the game. Yeah. Like, he scored the last 12 buckets in the 4th to get y'all down the bucket.
Kind of, but but not really, especially not.
That's exactly what it is.
But I think people forget how good D Wade was at the same time. Like, D Wade
himself said he gave Bron the keys to the team. Like, he made himself second tier.
But when he was needed, it was like the bat signal. You know what I'm saying? Like, when he was needed, that motherfucker, when he was called upon, he was never late. You get what I'm saying? Like, he was coming to drop that bucket exactly when LeBron needed it. Like, because it was times LeBron just can't look. D Wade had that in his DNA where I could put a team on my back and I'll carry us through this finals. LeBron ain't really got that to where you're going to win. I don't know. You don't really see that in LeBron's game necessarily. Not that kind of dog.
As a person that had to deal with LeBron for a long fucking time, being a Celtics fan, we seen that a lot. The only time we didn't see him was when we crushed him when he was with the Cavs and we had just put our big 3 together and we crushed him and we got him up out of there.
Because he didn't have another person to defer to.
That, I mean, he still balled.
He was still LeBron.
He's still balled.
Right, that's what I'm saying. He could beat himself, but he didn't have another person to defer to in those crunch moments and stuff like that. I feel like LeBron needs that in this, and he's needed that in his career. And I think if you go to those like memorable moments of when they won the finals or won a series, it's not LeBron hitting those big shots. It's somebody else on his team.
I don't disagree with that. I think he was carrying the team the majority of his career.
That's what LeBron does. Right. That's what LeBron does.
That's what we were talking about.
Yeah.
Isn't that how this all started? I just said he can't just put the team on his back anymore. And you said you don't think he
I think overall, that's what he does. I'm just saying, like, as far as, like, putting the team on my back.
You just basically talking about the last second shot.
Not even last second shots.
You're talking about game-winning shots.
Or it's just like the second half of a game 6 go home type. LeBron might come out on fucking fire in that first half. He's like, yo, LeBron unstoppable, but who gonna close this motherfucker out? Because it's normally not LeBron. That's just normally not the way he's played a lot of basketball, especially big time. I don't know. I mean, I'm not saying that there's no examples of that. I think it is, but I think it's more examples of D-Wade finishing or Kyrie kind of finishing those games in those moments to propel them to a championship.
I think that's just the memories that you can remember, but he's done it a lot. I think his stats show that he's like number one in finishing games and crunch time points and game winning shots even.
Maybe so.
Like
He's played a lot of basketball.
I'm saying, so if he's leading and all that, I can say there's always been another guy. Yeah, he's had other guys, but he still had his fair share of doing it as well.
No, I mean, look, again, when he won those championships, though, you don't think about the moment that LeBron had. It's the moment that somebody else had, even like Ray Allen. You know what I'm saying? Like those were the big moments and the almost game changing or the turning points of those series that it required somebody else.
Well, I remember others.
Well, I think he put this retirement bullshit out here to make us not talk about him getting swept with it, which is what happened. I think that was very intentional. There's no chance he's leaving, and yeah, there's 0% chance that he's retiring.
Trying to use a little LeBron leverage going on.
Yeah, I think that's definitely what he did, and it worked.
Yeah, then he gonna try to pull Kyrie over.
Yeah,
even though Kyrie told us, stop talking about him.
It's a done deal. Kyrie is going to the Lakers.
He was at a lot of games.
He's a free agent.
Is he a free agent?
I don't know if he's a free agent.
I believe he is.
Is he?
Yeah.
Okay, maybe it's right.
I thought they redid a contract with Brooklyn prior to the season, because wasn't it?
No, that's why he left, because Brooklyn wasn't offering the extension that
he didn't get an extension from either one.
When he went to Dallas, there's no guarantee beyond this year.
Yeah,
I'm fairly
confident. But they can offer him an extension as well.
Yeah,
but he has the opportunity to go.
I doubt they would make that move.
He's going back to LeBron.
At this point, Kyrie's a hired gun, right? Like this is he's not a piece that you would say we're building around this.
I don't think so.
I mean, it's hard to say that now because he doesn't stick around for long enough. But yeah, he's probably one of the best hired guns out there.
Oh yeah, I mean, for sure.
It's not like he's just like
top shelf,
just some officer guy that you can add as a piece of the team. I think he could be a pillar of a team, whoever he goes.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to be one of the best players on the team, regardless of where he goes. I'm not saying that. It's just, at this point, he's bounced around a ton.
Yeah.
So
I think that perspective of seeing the player move a lot of teams
in a short span of time,
on you, because that's what happened with kind of like Russell Westbrook. He's been bounced around to so many different teams ever since he left OKC that you look at him differently. Like, is he still that guy?
He would be a hired gun.
I think they all still capable of being who they are. You say what?
He would be a hired gun if your gun sometimes jammed. Like the crucial moments that you need that motherfucker to work.
Player that was
like, I'm being robbed. I need to shoot somebody. And shit won't shoot.
Hey, Russ still like that to me. I mean, he showed it with the Clippers, but that's another story.
So you think changing teams a bunch makes you?
It's a bad look.
Yeah,
especially if you was a former superstar or still are a superstar. Like, keep getting bounced around team to team is not a good look for a superstar. Superstars have their team. They stick with their team. They might switch one or twice.
You at least need 3 to 5 years to kind of settle in. If you bounce a team to team from season to season, or even that's just kind of how it felt. I know Kyrie he was with Brooklyn for 3 years, but it didn't feel like that, right?
Yeah, you haven't played like 1.5.
Right, because he didn't play that much when he was there. So, I don't know. It's just it's a different feeling, I guess.
Yeah, it's a bad look.
Yeah.
Agree.
Pros and cons to it all.
Yeah. Anything else? That series was pretty much done. We covered it last week.
That's it, man. That's it for me.
Yeah, I think that was it.
See what happens tonight. Big game.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm excited.
What do you think about Scottie Pippen out here going crazy?
Well, Scottie is Jordan's biggest hater.
He hates so much.
He's ever since that doc came out. I think even before that, he was dropping a little hate on Jordan. But ever since that doc came out and they showed how Scottie finessed his injury until after the summer and sat out that season for most of the season, like, he took that shit. He ain't like that shit. So he been taking shots every chance he get at Jordan.
This is a battle he's already lost, right?
I would say so.
The man's son is piping your wife.
Oh, I ain't even gonna take it there.
Multiple times.
At that point, it's over.
He's been beat by multiple
even my
Jordans.
child.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like even the seed of Michael Jordan is better than you.
It'll turn you into a hater. It's a lot to hate him for. There's a lot to hate him for, which I get. You know,
like this dude ain't even good at basketball.
But he hating though.
You know what I'm saying? Like his son ain't even good at basketball.
Nah.
That shit didn't even matter. He still took your bitch.
Yep. Jordan Jr.
That's gotta hurt, man.
Junior.
So I really don't have a problem with him saying. Now that we're getting it all out there, I really don't have a problem with him hating on Jordan. It seems like he got to get that shit off some way, somehow. You know, like otherwise, it's the type of shit to make somebody, you know, off themselves. Like, you know, like, bro,
that's wild.
You can't let it sit there, let that shit fester too long.
What do you say? What do you say specifically? I forgot what he said. Something about
it was like two things. He said something about before he came to Chicago, Jordan was nothing. So he kind of like
he said Jordan was terrible. He was a horrible player or something.
Like he made Jordan, and then he also did like the LeBron thing where he's like, if you look at all of LeBron's stats, like he's clearly number one or clearly the best of all time or something. And
in fairness, Jordan certainly needed Pippen, but he was still a good player without him. He wasn't an awful player.
Yeah, it's just
he wasn't a horrible player. He was a fantastic player without him.
Amazing.
That's insane. Jordan said in the doc that like the best player he ever played with was Pippen. Like there's no
he gave
disrespect from that side. Like we all know what Pippen brought to the table, but to make that claim is just insane.
But that season where he sat out, he had to make that be known and just how big that shit was and how it affected the team that last season. It was like, dog, like, yeah, we get it. Like, you trying to get your money and shit like that, but pushing your fucking surgery till the season starts is kind of foul when you know this is all our last season here.
Yeah.
Like, you know, Phil's about to be on the way out and then we all about to separate. So why not just do what you got to do to play this last season and then get your money? But, hey. He made his choice.
Yeah, you made your choice, so you got to live with
it is what it is.
The results afterwards. But yeah, just a super hater shit.
Hey, get your shit off, Scottie.
Just embrace it.
That man sicked his son on your wife.
That's crazy.
Get that shit off, bro.
That's crazy.
I'm just saying, it's probably not the healthiest way, but it's probably better than like dousing himself in cocaine. Or whatever else he might do because
both.
of this information. You see how big Scottie's nose is? He'll OD.
He fucking kilo up in one swipe, baby. One sniff, that shit go.
That's not the way. So whatever, if he got to do the Michael Jordan bashing thing, go ahead.
It is better than the alternative.
Yeah.
When you put it that way. I got no problem being a hater. Just be a hater.
Yeah. But it just sucks from his point of view because it's like, that's supposed to be your dog. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the dude you never supposed to turn your back on because at the end of the day, like, you probably would have been a decent player, but if you never matched up with Jordan, people wouldn't be talking about Scottie Pippen today.
No.
That's just the facts.
At all.
So, hey.
Did you see? So they're already talking about, they're debating if Boston completes the comeback tonight.
Mm-hmm.
They're asking the question, is it better than the 3-1 comeback for the Cavs over the Warriors? I think there's a clear answer. But I'm curious y'all's opinion.
Absolutely not.
It depends on how you're looking at it.
The Cavs is better.
Oh, go ahead and...
It depends on how you're looking at it.
No, it don't, bro.
Let me finish. Let me get my shit out. Let me get my shit out. The 3-1 was for a championship. And the 3-0 is just to get to a chance to win a championship. So from that perspective, the 3-1 is better. But the 3-0 has never been done ever.
The 3-1 hadn't been done either in the finals. That was the first time that it's ever been done.
In the finals.
Because it happened that same year, or what happened in the semifinals to OKC.
I think the 3-0 had never been done in none of it.
Brian Windhorst is who said this, and he said it's not the greatest comeback. I would say the greatest comeback has to be the Celtics one if it happens. He's saying the Cavs is the greatest comeback of all time.
Why would you say it has to be the Celtics though?
Because it's four. The only reason to pick the other one is because it's for the championship.
That's what I was saying.
But that's not the only reason.
That's why they would make that
to
better.
Me, that's the first
but
layer.
But the 3-0 is never been happening in no part of the playoffs.
Yeah.
Like to win
essentially
4 straight,
3-1
they
is the
come
same
back to
thing.
win.
No, it's not essentially the same thing.
No,
But
look,
you got to win 4 straight games to win.
But it's also more
You
layers
really have
into
to
it, though.
sweep them after almost getting swept.
There's more layers into it. First of all, the Celtics are the favorite in this. They are playing the Heat of what, the 8th seed?
Mm-hmm.
You're playing the 8th seed and you're down 3. No, but you got to put the context in.
I know the context of
matter.
That's a solid point.
It's good, but they was in the conference finals last year, so it's the same team.
Cavaliers,
so it's like
they're the 8th seed. That's relevant.
Winless Cavaliers had never won a championship ever before.
Sure.
Played the greatest team of all time. And we're down 3-1. You get what I'm saying? Like, I can build this shit up to be like a fucking David versus Goliath type shit. And you can't do that. Like, really, the Celtics just play bad.
Yeah.
Like, that's what it comes down for them. They were terrible to start. You can't really say that. Like, in that series, the Cavs play harder than any team you ever played.
To play that horribly and to flip it like that, it kind of adds to the point a little bit. But
I don't know.
Their comeback hinged on a suspension.
Yeah, for sure. I've always said it's the greatest layup ever given.
And it's hard to go David versus Goliath when you got LeBron on the David side. That's hard sell for me.
Yeah,
I think the only
that's
selling
not a hard
point,
sell, bro.
It is.
That's not a hard sell, bro. Yeah, but it's LeBron for sure. But I'm just saying, like, we're talking about the greatest team of all time. Record. They had just won a title the year before and literally posted the best record and had a back-to-back MVP. Like,
he might be selling me right now.
Come on, bro.
It's still arguable.
It was the 73.
Yeah, they did do all that, and then it was like, oh, we still need KD.
And no, but after that final, they breezed through the playoffs, dog. They whooped everybody's ass in the playoffs.
I think Carl just sold me on it.
Okay.
They were the 73-9 team that year when they blew it.
They were.
So if you were literally the greatest team in NBA history and blew a 3-1 lead, and you also put in the champion stuff.
Can I ask a question?
Nah, that is a great.
Let me ask one. Is this the only time where the regular season means more than the playoffs to you? Because of that point that you leaning on them as being
no, that's not. I didn't say that.
That's a regular season record.
But ultimately, we're talking about finishing it in the playoffs.
Regular season record.
It just provides context to what we're talking about. It's not the end all be all of anything. It's just saying like. Bro, this was a good ass team. They were going against the team that was the heavy favorite in every matchup. Like, you couldn't put. They were talking about the only team that could beat them are the 90-something Bulls, or the Celtics team from back in the day. Like, this was the greatest team.
It was only that Bulls team.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
I
me, that's why it's not close. It's like the Celtics they were heavy favorites. Like even you said.
What's the question? The greatest comeback, right?
Yeah. So I agree.
The Celtics still is the greatest comeback because it's never been done.
Well, they haven't done it yet.
They haven't.
But this is if they did.
The question
is talk about if they do, not if they don't. Of course, if they don't, then the conversation don't matter.
Nah, I'm sold the other way. Yeah.
Understood.
I don't think I've ever done that before.
Nah.
I don't think I've ever done that. It's like a milestone.
You had points. You had points. You had bullet points this time. You can't come with one bullet point.
Can I get like an applause or something?
Four bullet points.
I'm gonna start with the slow cat. The slow.
Nope.
You guys supposed to join in.
I'm on the fence. I don't know if I can pick a side.
I'm sure you're biased.
There's reasons for both sides to me.
The 4-0 would be crazy impressive. I think there is a legitimate point to bring up that it is the 2 versus 8. Like, it shouldn't have been 3-0. The better team on paper, the better team each game. Like, as you've mentioned, the favorite for each game moving forward after 3-0, it's always been the Celtics. The fact that they complete the comeback would be insane, and they deserve like crazy props for that.
Everything deserves some context.
Number 2 isn't a bad spot to hold as the greatest comeback.
I mean, sure. Yeah.
And second to LeBron, like everybody else, pretty much in basketball statistics, you're second to LeBron James. I mean, that's going to be everybody when it comes down to it. So, hey, good spot. It's like your number 1. You can take that.
It's like I'm number 1.
if you take LeBron out, you know.
I thought it was a stupid point to begin with, but I'm changed on that.
It is what it is.
Last sports thing, DeAndre Hopkins.
And the Cardinals, man.
Just got released.
The Cardinals continue to show, again.
He must have been threatening to hold out.
These bad organizations just continue to show what makes them bad throughout, like over the course of time.
Generally,
like
they do.
They might build a team and then you just see it like, you know, a couple years later, just completely deconstructed. Like
Back to you was talking about it earlier. The Boston teams show what makes them good. Well, they're good organizations.
No, we're not talking about Boston no more.
We can go on though. I'm gonna keep on hitting. Keep on dropping my shit. But yeah, they're horrible.
He had to have been threatening holdout, right?
Probably, most likely.
I don't think
there was already peeps about him trying to go somewhere.
No, I don't
since
think,
the
I don't think he was threatening holdout. I think they well, I mean, maybe, but I don't think they want him to hit the field knowing that they were going to trade him. You know, like, or knowing that, because, you know, if he gets hurt while he's still under contract, they're on the hook for whatever, whatever he's guaranteed for. So,
well, they still own that now.
Kinda, I mean,
what would be I don't understand any benefit to cutting him unless you didn't think he was not going to play.
Well, they're not on the hook for his contract now, or I guess whatever guarantee portion it is. I'm not sure. I'm not privy to what the details in his contract are, but they're not on the hook for the entire contract because you released it. You voided the contract essentially. So, you just got to pay out whatever guarantees you have. It's not a good look for the Cardinals, regardless. Like whatever way you could spin it, like you were supposed to get something for a player the caliber of DeAndre Hopkins. Fucking, I mean, anything. You know what I'm saying? Like,
if you got a bad offer, it would still be something.
Chase Claypool went for a 2nd-round pick.
Right.
I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to get something for DeAndre Hopkins. Even, Odell ended up being released. He didn't get traded. So I can't, but before that, he went for Amari Cooper. I mean, that was a steal, but he at least went for like a 5th-round pick. Like, you got to get something back for a guy that caliber. People were saying that it's teams that didn't want to pick up the contract, and to me, it's just like, that's bullshit to me. It's somebody out there that want to pay a guy like DeAndre Hopkins.
Yeah, Patriots, let's go ahead and make that shit happen, yeah. It's the sweetest deal you can ever make. We ain't gotta take on nobody's number.
Well, last time he did a podcast.
Work something else.
He was on I Am Athlete, right?
Yes.
And he listed, before he got released, he listed the quarterbacks that he wanted to play with or he would like to catch a pass from.
Yeah.
He did not mention McCorkle.
Yeah, he just named all the best quarterbacks in the league, which is what you naturally should do. I'm just naming the top 5 best quarterbacks in the league that I should play with.
He did not mention McCorkle.
Of course not.
Or Collar.
Of course not. They asked him what coaches do. They asked him what coaches.
Where do you think he ends up going?
New England. Or the Ravens.
You really think he's coming to New England?
Yeah.
I don't see why
he got speak into existence, bro.
It's worth a shot.
Yeah, I'm just gonna.
I think he's gonna be a Panther. What do you think?
I've seen the Panther shit.
No.
So you could do it, but
I was not going to at all. But you convinced me. Maybe I got to just say.
You gotta say it, bro. You gotta say it.
I think he goes to. The Ravens are the one that I thought immediately.
I don't know why people keep thinking
the Bills seem to have. They seem to be the favorite in what I see. On Twitter and whatever, I guess there's betting odds favorite. But
I don't see how they could afford it either, though. I know that the cap is malleable.
You don't think he was signed for the low?
Yeah, he's getting paid from the other team anyway.
Yeah,
I think all the top teams have a shot. I wouldn't be shocked to see him playing like with
you gonna take a little less to play with
Philly or Kansas City either.
Yeah, I could see, if we're talking about top teams, I see the Chiefs over anything. But I don't know, maybe.
Yeah, we got to talk about the teams that, I'd like to say the teams that I hope we don't go. Don't go to the fucking Bills, don't go to the Chiefs, and don't go to the fucking Jets. Anybody else do your thing. Just don't go to those 3 teams in the AFC. Good.
Yeah, people talk about, I was really looking for a team that didn't have so much money tied up offensively that could possibly give him the contract he's looking for. But maybe I don't get why somebody like him would need to sign a 1-year prove it type deal though. I mean, he played a little bit last year. He made some plays last year. He just got hurt.
I don't think it would be a prove it deal, though. I think it would be like, oh, you trying to go win a chip deal.
But why he got to be the player to take that discount? You know what I'm saying? Like everybody else on the roster and take no discount.
He's still making his money.
Yeah, he's not getting He's not at a discount.
Yeah,
I'm
he's
not
making
sure
his money.
exactly. Again, I'm not sure exactly
I
how
believe
much
20 million.
that's owed to him from the Cardinals.
Yeah. So you're going to take a short to go play for a team to go with a chip.
Maybe.
I would think so.
And that's exactly why he wouldn't go to the Patriots. But,
I don't know.
While we're at it.
More chips than everybody else in the last 20, but whatever.
If you could pick any team and you're already getting 20 million, there's a couple of top teams that you could go play for.
Chiefs, Bills.
Easily.
Facts.
Yeah.
But I ain't sure you saying the Panthers, bro. Just let it be what it is.
I mean,
they got to have logic.
I don't think.
If he went to the Baltimore, I mean, I'm fine with that too.
Championship organization. That's all I'm going to say.
Why would you be fine with that?
Huh?
Why would you be fine with that? You just quit lying to us, son.
Fine with what?
We invite all the smoke in the AFC.
Fine if you go to the Ravens, is that what you said? Because he's full of shit. Word be full of shit. Like I say, he hasn't accepted the day at the bottom of the totem pole of his division.
I don't get why you believe
He hasn't
that.
accepted that shit. I don't understand why.
You keep saying that, but it's never happened.
But it is.
You keep saying that, but it's never happened.
It's the truth, though.
It's never happened.
I understand.
He can go to the Browns, and I wouldn't break a sweat because I know Deshaun Watson is not capable of throwing even him, a guy who can, get up to 6'8" in the air and
the guy that he has the most chemistry with, he wouldn't work out.
I would believe
that's craziness.
That would fizz out after one season.
Yeah, I think that should be the one you should be most scared of. The guy that he has fucking chemistry with.
The one that the league should be the most scared of is a pairing with Lamar Jackson, and that's what's something the league should be the most scared of.
The Chiefs would be the most scary.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, give or take. I can see either or. But I mean, again, if Lamar Jackson's healthy, I mean, nobody's winning more games than the Baltimore Ravens probably. Besides the Chiefs in the AFC.
So there would be a bigger threat.
It's apples, oranges, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like,
there's one biggest.
We ain't talking about fruit. We talking about y'all being where y'all gonna be and they being where they gonna be.
I mean, Baltimore, if you just look at the history, the Baltimore's gonna win their 10, 11 games. That's just with Lamar alone. So if you add somebody like D-Hop in that situation, you probably win 12, 13 games. That's all I'm saying.
And still finish second to the Chiefs.
Correct.
So we're going to win 13 or 14 games.
Possibly. You don't know. You don't know that. But.
Come on. You can't go historical and then not quote the Chiefs historical.
Yeah, for sure. They generally, I think they'll be in competition for that number one seed, which Baltimore has been in competition for that number one seed the last 2 years. It's just that Lamar got hurt within the last 5 games. So, we'll just have to see, if health can be on their side this year. But I think to me, that would be the most dangerous pairing is him and Lamar Jackson.
You don't believe that, but okay. Let's just keep it moving. I don't want to do the Lamar Jackson thing again.
Yeah, you don't want to do that.
I don't. I've done it too many times. Music.
Yeah, Mac, you're going to have to give up that 10.
And you know what? I'm like, yo, this dude hate Lamar Jackson, but you was a Baker fan. And I'll never forget that shit.
Hate Lamar Jackson.
I do.
You was a Baker fan, bro.
So?
Just say it. You got to eat that shit.
Done. Okay. Now what?
We can move on.
I don't care.
Just say it, bro. You was one of those guys, I really think Baker's better than Lamar. Like, come on, bro.
Who said that?
You said that shit. You said that shit, bro. I'd rather have a Baker Mayfield than Lamar Jackson. Come on, bro. It's like, stop.
You're trying.
You said it, bro.
Good try. I can't remember that one.
You said
good try.
Shit. Whatever. All right.
Good try.
All right.
That is kind of wild take. That is a pretty wild take.
Which is not my own. It's just a completely made up one. The first attempt, I just took it and said, yeah, I was a Baker fan. Now what? And he just started making up stuff. That was a good try. That's a good try.
He tried it.
All of my Lamar criticisms still stand. What we got for music?
Music vibes. Durk did drop. He's almost healed, but not quite. It should have put like a ... Not quite though. That's what it should have put.
What do you think of the album?
It's solid. I don't like a whole lot of tracks from it though. I feel like Durk didn't reach that almost like A-list artist type of level where he's trying to feed both sides of his fan base. And it's cool. Once you get to this level, you got to do what you got to do to make your album sound more, you know what I'm saying, to whoever new fans that you've gotten or whatever. But I like that hard shit. I like that hard Durk, yo. A lot of them Jones, he sound like Future. He sound like the new Future out here. Real futuristic type tracks to me. So
I hear some of that.
There's a lot of those type of vibes which I like, but it's pretty solid for the most part. I just like the back and forth a little bit.
Yeah, I think I forget what was the album I was really high on.
The last one probably.
What, was it the last one or one that was his last one the one that came out like 2 years ago?
The last one came out last year. He dropped the album every year since
No, yeah, it was the one before the last one. That I've really liked a lot, and I think it's been a bit of a decline.
7220? Yeah, that was the one. Yeah. That was the last one.
No, the one before that.
That one was hard too. Both of them was hard. The one before that was the Lil Baby, Lil Durk, and The Voice.
No, it was the one before that one too.
So you like all Durk's album?
No, I'm not saying those ones I really didn't listen to or really care for.
Just because y'all waited. That was before that.
I don't know. I got to find the name of the
I think you're talking about it's either The Voice or the 7220.
Oh, it is
those
The Voice.
Are the last
I'm sorry, The Voice.
Those are the last two.
You had kind of blended it with the Baby shit. No, it's the Voice. That one, that was a strong album to me, and I don't think he's reached that level for me again. But then I haven't really listened to the entire thing, so I don't have like a definitive answer on if I think it's a fire project. And I do have some songs I like off there, some that I probably won't listen to again. So
yeah, all the features are pretty much hard. Probably like 4 or 5 of the solo joints I like a lot that I go back to. But it's 21 songs, so pick and choose what you like.
Yeah.
I listened to it. I don't have any strong takes. I thought it was all right. Nothing crazy.
It's decent. It's dirt.
Would you, you said you watched that interview with him and was it DJ Academics?
Academics. I just been seeing clips. I don't even know if it's out yet. But Academics have put out like 30 clips.
That's what he
to
did.
The shit.
But you gotta go to Spotify to see the full thing.
You kind of go overboard with the clips though.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, yeah. Like you only need like 3 or 4 clips, but why are you going like 30 clips? So you can put out the whole episode now at this point.
Doing the Vlad clips. Doing the Vlad.
The Vlad, yeah.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
Vlad setup.
That makes sense.
A lot of the interviews though, Durk was literally not saying anything.
Well, He's speaking a lot of code.
I don't even know if it was that. He's just like, is this motherfucker perked up or something? Like he can't even get the words out of his mouth.
Not the best public speaker at all. But he talk like he be talking about stuff while talking around it at the same time. He was doing a lot of that. Like with the rat shit, with the gunner shit. He kind of addressed it, but like didn't address it. Like, I hate rats, so, if you're a rat, I hate you. But, it was on some shit like, and I love Thug. It was like, all right, then say you don't fuck with Gunner then. Like, can you edit it?
He didn't say he don't fuck with Gunner, but he did say he a rat.
That's what I'm saying. Like, he was addressing it without actually addressing it.
Yeah.
It's like, y'all just had a hit record like last year. Like, what happened to Virgil? We know that shit. Is y'all gonna ever perform it again? You should have asked him that. Would you ever perform?
That would be a good question.
What happened to Virgil with Gunna? So that was such a huge record for y'all. I'd like to know that answer.
Yeah.
Because that makes me think like, all right, so when Gunna start putting out music, is the rappers that stick to this street code, are they really not gonna fuck with him at all? Like on some Tekashi shit? Is it that egregious to where you just not gonna fuck with Gunna even though y'all got like hits on top of hits together? With all the like top guys right now?
It seems that way. That's what I would guess.
It just seems odd though. I just think it's odd. It's kind of odd.
It is a little bit. Gunna doesn't strike me as somebody that like brought something that was so unique that like only he can do it.
Right.
So even if you got hits with him from before, I just feel like you could replace him with somebody else.
I'm gonna have to go vote against that. I think he is pretty unique in what he brings to the table a little bit.
Who, Gunna?
Yeah. It's the reason why he's been on everybody's project in the last 5 years.
No, that's clout, bro. That's not.
I was gonna say once you reach a certain level,
sure, but
Gunna is like when we talk about talent, though.
Yeah, I think Gunna kind of hard.
I'm not saying he can do his little melody shit or like the little runs that he do.
I mean, if we talking about that, yeah, everybody's doing melodies and shit, but I think his shit is hard.
But like, do you really think that Gunna is like, I don't know, like some kind of savant or like I don't know, like a actual master of the craft of rap, like. I
don't know what you're asking me right now. I didn't say I think he's nice, yo. I don't know where you're trying to get.
What he said?
No, I don't think he's one of the best 5 lyricists of all time. No.
Well, no, I'm just saying, Andrew's saying like you can get that pretty much anywhere. Like,
I'm saying,
I don't think that's true.
If there's a rat connotation associated with him, and you're a street
he's not
rapper,
uniquely talented.
There's like the give and take of I could do a record with him and have to deal with the rat stuff. Or I could find somebody else that could kind of make a similar sound, still also sound good, and not have to deal with Gunna. I just feel like that would easily be
that would differ because are they going to be as hot as Gunna has been the past 3-4 years?
No, but whoever the guy is at this time,
the trial shit has affected his clout a little bit as far as like overall everything. But I think he still got fans that's going to come listen to his music when he drop. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it's that deep. And another way I heard what's this dude? This dude he got that country song with the country singer Morgan is a Waller. I heard he's a racist. So you cool doing a song with a racist because it gives you another lane of getting fans.
Well, you're a country artist, so
because it's
almost given.
I mean, but it's like it's just some evidence that I heard is out there of him, dropping the N-word pretty hard with the ER.
Yeah, I mean that's
been a few of them things that have been out there. So it's just like, all right, so you cool. We're doing a little record with the racist country singer. But because this dude apparently kind of ratted, now it's like, nah, fuck that.
You ain't got to use air quotes. We saw the video.
I mean, he ain't rat on nothing.
I think to answer your question, yes.
That's wild.
That would be
that's wild to me.
My answer.
That's the end of the question, yeah.
That's wild to me.
Everything is public perception. So if you're trying to reach more people, Morgan Wallen's N-word is not going to deter country fans from thinking, oh, Lil Durk, he might be all right for one of them rappers.
Yeah.
But the rat allegations are going to seriously detriment your perception.
It's just funny to see where people's like morals and shit stands on really, really in certain situations. But y'all all rappers. Y'all ain't supposed to be in the streets no more. So why are you still living by that code when you're almost A-list rapper at this point? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I agree with you.
Like, it just doesn't make sense. It would make more sense to like, maybe I shouldn't do a song with this racist than to not fuck with this Gunna dude that's been, and we had hit records together and has been one of the hottest artists out the last 3 years. You know what I'm saying?
I feel you there.
Hold up. But hey, people make their choices.
Yeah. I don't disagree with that.
People make their choices. But, Durk album solid though, for the most part. Did y'all check out any of that Rory album? Boy, Rory put out an album from Rory and Maul.
No, I didn't listen to that.
Shit is solid.
I listened to it this morning.
Thought it'd be different. It's the name of the album.
He's like a underground R&B Khaled.
Yeah.
I thought he did a really good job.
Yeah, some solid records on
there. He just put together shit, right? He
produced and write some of the records and stuff like that. He put it all together type shit.
He's got a bunch of people on there that are all names that I've heard. I'm familiar with them, but they're like not the
biggest
top notch guys. They're more considered underground, I would say. So I thought some of the names he got on there was impressive. Nice and we kind of started doing the samples of the day for each pod, as we both used to listen to Joe Budden all the time.
Yeah.
And they started with the sleepers. And Rory always brought fire sleepers.
Yeah.
I like the vibe, the type of music he used to listen to. I always thought was really cool. So the album sounded like stuff that he would like. I liked it quite a bit.
His lane of music, yeah.
Yeah, I liked it quite a bit. I think that's one I'll actually listen to.
This is a good album to just play on whatever's going on. It's just something good to throw on. Really real cohesive project. Should go from song to song, smooth. Go R&B records, some rapping. He got Conway rapping on a dance beat. I thought that shit was hard.
It sounded good on there.
That shit was hard. He kind of bodied that.
He did. And J.L.E. killed his verse.
Yeah, he did. That shit was nice too. J.L.E. He got James Fauntleroy and Ari Lennox. That's a dope record. Division interlude. Got a Gold Link interlude. Just some solid record. That Reason track at the end where Reason was spazzing for like 3 minutes. Yep. That shit hard. But solid project.
What the fuck happened to Gold Link?
Gold Link be chilling, yeah.
That one hit, he barely fell back, ain't it?
He barely pop out.
Pretty much.
Well, he's solid. I fuck with Gold Link.
Yeah, I mean, I heard a couple other songs by him too.
Yeah, I don't know what his fan base looks like, but He kind of fits the mold of everybody else that was on there. I would imagine he's
him
got
and
core
Brent
fans.
Faiyaz kind of like blew up at the same time with that Crew record.
Yeah.
With him, Brent singing that hook on there, kind of blew them up. For a long time,
Brent
I thought
Faiyaz on that record?
that's who's singing the song. It's been only for last
I mean,
week.
I thought that was Gold Link.
I used to think the same thing. I thought Gold Link was singing that hook.
That's what I thought.
Until I started looking, and I found out who Brent Faiyaz is. I was like, yo, that's fucking Brent Faiyaz singing that fucking hook.
It's wild, right?
So it all makes sense now. I was like, all
That's
right.
why Gold Link, that motherfucker ain't do shit.
I mean, he was rapping the verses.
Yeah, nobody remembers
the verses
that.
in the song.
It's that catchy hook.
I remember
it's
Shaq
like-
Blizzy's verse.
Yeah,
If
but he was a
anything.
feature. It was a Gold Link record, but it's like
That's
that was
wild.
kind of like the record that
You
blew
just
both of
explained
them
to me.
up.
Yeah, right. You just explained that to me.
Yeah,
Like,
I used to
I'm
think that too.
Because
Though.
I'm thinking about him like the person singing this song should really blow up.
Yeah.
Like the person singing the hook, I'm like, yo, Gold Link.
And he did.
Yeah, right, he did. It all makes sense to me
He
now.
did. He blew up before like
this
kind of
person
Gold Link
is
did.
clearly talented. This is a voice I would like to hear.
It kind of like
Yeah.
did.
Yeah.
Like you saying, it kind of backfired on Gold Link.
Yeah,
it
right,
blew
right,
Brent
right.
Faiyaz up
Right.
to where they thought he was Gold Link, but it won't. It was Brent Faiyaz.
That's what I thought it was.
So
You
it's
just
like,
that shit
yeah.
just blew my mind.
yeah,
So,
hilarious.
It's kind of wild. Yeah, I used to think the same thing.
Things
I
you
think
learn.
most people think that.
Yeah.
Most people
You
probably
would
think that.
because that's the part that you remember from the song.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
the-
I'm like, yo, this Gold Link dude got something going. This is this is all right.
He got one.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
That shit was solid though. But yeah, shout out to Roy. Really dope project. Really dope. Good to see.
Yeah,
Good to see.
no doubt.
What else we got?
You didn't even mention to us that Kodak was dropping or nothing.
Oh yeah.
Did you listen to it?
Of course I did. What do you mean?
It was
How many
Candlelight.
times?
We didn't hear it.
What do you mean? How many times have I listened to it?
Legendary again. Every song.
I mean, he just keeps getting better, bro. It's just a dude. I think the album's called Pistols and Pearls.
It was a cool cover.
Are these new songs?
Yeah. Most of them are new.
These are all new records. Like you've never heard these songs before.
Except for two of them.
Okay.
Those are the only records I haven't heard.
I tried listening to it. I got to like the first 5. They sound like old songs to me. Like I ain't as frequent a listener as Kodak as you are, but they sound like older records, and they kind of just don't sound good.
I think
They don't sound mixed well. They sound like a bunch of throwaways type shits to me. I'm like, yo, what the fuck is going on? It's like these shits that he just laid out these little demo verses to and just put on the album. That's what it sounds like to me.
I think it sounds good, man. It's just unique. I think the thing about Kodak is just that, and I heard Pharrell use this phrase before, and I think it really sums him up really well. He's just a singular artist. It's not, he approaches things in like a way that no other person would really even think to approach it. So when you hear it initially, since you've never heard anything like it before, it's either you're gonna love it or hate it. It's no in between with Kodak. You know what I'm saying? It's like, and it's really, to me, like it's a lot of Kodak songs that I might hear, and at first listen, I'm like, man, I don't know why he approached it this way, but then you realize like, oh, that shit's catchy, and then you run it back, you're like, man, it's just different. So I think it's just a lot of records out there that's like on there that is just different for them. Yeah. Like some of the songs on here, I mean, it's just a lot of records that I really, really like my new favorite Kodak songs. And, I mean, that's a pretty high bar right there. So,
Is it?
Yeah, it's a pretty high bar. Snipers and Robbers, that's a really, really high quality song. A Beautiful Rainbow is really good. Beretta Love is like, I mean, just kind of showing the versatility of being able to do a true R&B record. I mean, that's a really clean sounding song. I like that a lot. Pistols and Pearls, of course.
I did notice that like every song did sound fucking different. It was a different type of beat.
That's Kodak though. That's what he do.
Yeah, I get that, but it's like it makes it like even more all over the place to me though.
I can see that. I can see why somebody would say that.
Like I feel like he need. Well, I can tell him what he need. He do what he fucking want to do, but for me to be more focused in on the whole album, you got to hone in on something. It can't just be over here. We over here with it. Now it's a slow record. Now it's a real hard record.
I mean, I think
it's got to you got to focus
the
on
album
something.
has a concept, like concept to it. Like it's pistols and pearls, so it's battling that duality of being like romantic but a thug and shit. So that's what you kind of got throughout that's the whole concept throughout the whole album is kind of that, you know, thug but romantic type shit. So it's a lot of balance between R&B and kind of that street shit. But it's a lot of Kodak singing on this. And I mean, I can hear a lot of these records, man, especially if Drake was singing it, it'd be number one already. Like it's really, really, really good songs. So I mean, I encourage some people to check it out. Namely the ones that I listed there, and also Stay is a really quality record as well too. But yeah, that's pretty much all I got on that one.
Cool cover art. I probably won't listen to it, but I like the cover. I just found out it came out today.
Let me find a song that you might like.
Good luck.
I'm not sure which one that would be though at this point. Because the Kodak songs I love the most, I know are going to be the ones that you guys hate the most.
Probably,
you know. So, yeah. Maybe Snipers and Robbers. I feel like that one. That name. Snipers and Robbers is pretty good. But it's not like, I know you don't like the freestylish Kodak as much as like, you got to have a bop to it a little bit. So that's probably not going to be the one for you. So I don't know. I'll have to find one.
Keep pondering it. Let me know. Let me know what you
I'll
come
figure
up
out
with.
one for you, bro. I got you, dog.
Appreciate it.
Something to get you through your day.
Yeah, that's what I need.
Yeah.
Any other music or anything else?
Rory got a kid.
I did see that.
He got a Drake baby.
He announced his kid with his album roll out.
It's a Drake baby.
He was hiding his child. But yeah.
How old is it? Like 4 years? Is she 4 years old or some shit?
No, but she been born for a little bit. I think she might be coming in a month. I don't know how old. I don't think he said specifically how old she is, but kind of made the announcement that he has a child to him. Congratulations.
Yeah, congrats, Rory.
That's it. That's all we got. Let me see what else I got.
I watched White Man Can't Jump yesterday.
I started that shit yesterday too.
It was all right.
I couldn't really fuck with it.
I didn't think it was anything great. I didn't have super high expectations. I thought Jack did like a decent job playing his part. I didn't at any point think like, yeah, this dude is a terrible actor. But it was like a clear, more like a B-list movie. It was okay.
Yeah.
Nothing real to it. As much as like, obviously the original movie is considered like a classic and stuff, and you know, all the basketball stuff in it was really cool, but it has a legitimate, decent storyline.
The new one?
Or the old one?
The old one, yeah.
It's more like there are moments where it's kind of a serious movie and it's like has drama and stuff as a part of it. This was just kind of like a similar storyline comedy.
Right.
So it wasn't bad by any means. I didn't think anything.
Right. That's the thing I remember. I'm like, I don't really remember White Man Can't Jump being a comedy. Like I remember maybe having some.
It was funny parts in it.
Yeah,
comedic moments.
Talking shit during the game.
It was
saying like
I don't
really
remember
funny.
it as being
It was
a
a dramedy.
Something like
It was drama with some comic things going on
mixed
in
in
between.
a little bit, but it's like I don't remember it being a fun. Like I wasn't laughing or rolling on the floor. Like why are you trying to make something out of it that it wasn't before? You know, I thought that was weird. A little bit.
I don't know if they were just trying to do like similar with like Bel Air, where they took it a complete different direction of what the original is. Maybe they were trying to do that. I don't know, but it was definitely just a comedy.
Yeah, I started watching it. I didn't pay much attention to it, but I mean, it did make me chuckle a couple times, especially early on. I can't remember one of the jokes that was said, but it was pretty good.
Oh, all of y'all cousins? I keep seeing that clip.
Yeah, I see that one too. It was an hour and a half movie, kept my attention.
Speaking of movies, did y'all
Little
know?
Mermaid.
Yeah, that came out. Did you go check that out? Did you go check that out? But did y'all know that John Singleton directed the first two Fast and Furious movies?
No, I didn't know that.
I don't think so.
Yeah, they was like doing a little marathon yesterday. Just kept on playing them back to back. And I was seeing the director, and they said, John Singleton. Like, why the fuck ain't nobody ever said nothing that he started the Fast and the Furious franchise?
That's wild.
Like, I never knew that shit.
I don't remember.
Like, literally, matter of fact, the first 3, because he did Tokyo Drift too. He did the first 3 Fast and the Furious.
That's wild.
Directed them. I thought that was some information that would be like a little bit more well known, considering how that franchise has been going on for 20 years.
Yeah, now who's ever doing the Transformers movies probably is directing the Fast and Furious shit nowadays. Like,
that shit is nuts. I thought that shit was wild when I seen it. I was like, I never fucking know this.
You would think that would be like more. No,
that should be like. I mean, we always consider John Singleton a legend with his classic movies, but to know that he started that franchise,
isn't that something
crazy.
Different from what we normally see from him, though? Like,
totally different
depiction. Yeah.
Like, it's usually, I mean, when I was rewatching the movies yesterday, it was a lot of like showing you the West Coast thing.
Oh yeah, right.
Things, because West
now
Coast
that you say that, I can see him directing.
Yeah, you see some gangs, the cholos and different shit like that, different gangs, Asians and all that. So when you look at one, knowing it then, I was looking at, I was like, oh, it kind of makes sense how they putting all this shit together, because like they kept having Paul Walker saying "cuz" and shit in the joint. I thought that shit was weird.
There's one specifically in the second one where he's like walking out to the car with Tyrese after he just came back. And he says it, and it's like one of the funniest moments in any movie of all time.
Don't worry about it, cuz.
Yeah, something like that's the exact one.
It's like, yo,
he sounds
why they got
so
him saying
funny. I noticed that before, like years ago. I was like, oh my God, this is the worst acting I've ever seen.
That shit was hilarious, yo. Ejectocito, cuz. But Tyrese in the car. But yeah, I thought that shit was hilarious. That was some good information. Shout out to John Singleton, man.
Did you see they announced the last one of the series? That they were ending on Fast 10, which is the next one coming out. And then
I thought Fast 10 was already the one that was out.
Maybe I got the numbers.
Is it out now?
They announced the last one is coming up. So.
Okay.
And then within 2 weeks later, I saw the last one is a 3-part trilogy.
Of course.
Yeah, of course.
They're never going to end these movies, bro.
And then it's going to be a spinoff off of this. Like,
yeah, well, I've already heard that that's in the works.
For sure. Because Don always pops up with some random brother out of fucking nowhere. It's like, yo, how many random brothers this motherfucker got?
Who was getting interviewed? I seen Ludacris. He was getting interviewed by all the smoke dudes, Mike and not Mike, Matt and Stack 5, and he was basically talking about the shit. He was like, I hate people keep asking like, yo, why do y'all keep making these movies? He was like, yo, this movie takes like 100 or 200 million to make, and it grosses $1 billion every time we drop. They're never gonna stop.
Yeah, right. They keep making
They're never gonna stop. You can make that type of flip every time you drop a movie. You gonna keep doing that shit till it don't work.
Yeah, sign me up for more.
It's on us. It's on us.
Yeah, stop watching it.
It's on us to put it into the Fast and Furious, which I've done my part recently.
Yeah, I was like, you grossing $1 billion every drive, and we had 10 movies. I think you're gonna keep on making fucking Fast and Furious movies. They're not gonna fucking stop.
I think it was either the 6th or the 7th one is the last one that I saw. Whenever the last one that they had the ending to Paul Walker with the Wiz Khalifa. That's the last one I saw. Is the last one I plan on seeing. They got too ridiculous, but they will of course keep popping those out.
It's not gonna stop, bro.
As long as people are going to keep paying.
It's not gonna stop.
Even if you put out the last one and it's a dud, whenever that eventually happens, it's like, yo, it doesn't matter. We made our money on the first 17.
Literally, it probably made over $10 billion in the last 20 years.
This will be 30 years from now.
What y'all talking about?
Don met this random woman in a bar and skeeted at her, and now he has a son that nobody ever knew about, but he has this love for cars that he never knew where it came from.
Vin Diesel's actual son.
Yeah. That's some weird shit.
Oh, yeah, you know the kids is coming because they know it's time to age out.
You got to dip back into that well for sure. Like, why not?
Walker's kid coming. Do want a girl pregnant? His girl. I think she was pregnant before he died the last year. No
idea.
His kid coming.
Come on, like, what up, cuz?
Lil Brian. Lil Brian Jr.
Huh?
Did y'all have y'all watched Air yet?
No, I still haven't watched it, man. I gotta watch it.
It's on Hulu, right?
The Prime.
The Prime. Okay.
We should watch it and like cover it on the pod.
I'm down for that.
Okay.
I gotta definitely gotta get
this week
to that. Yeah, I'm cool with that.
Yeah, this week, watch it at some point.
I'm trying to find some new shit to watch anyway. I'll check that out.
All caught up on Power, huh?
Yeah, you watched the finale?
Yeah, I just watched it. I thought the finale was kind of stupid. I just feel like they just try to bring motherfuckers in for spinoffs and shit now. Or
I mean, you gotta keep the story going. It ain't over.
yeah, it's just getting ridiculous.
Leave you on the edge.
It's getting ridiculous with this shit.
I didn't think it was bad.
I understand it was terrible, but I'm like, stop bringing back old characters and shit. Like, let's reintroduce, like, let's take the story somewhere else.
Oh, because they brought Tommy back and Tasha.
And Tasha, now it's just the same old spiral.
I ain't mad at that because it made sense for them to bring her back. Like, we all know Tommy was trying to kill his mom because she snitched on him or whatever. So at some point, Tommy had to come back.
They just doing that
I
shit
just think it's ridiculous that Tommy's still driving that same fucking blue Mustang.
they try to feed this
That's
Force
what's crazy.
series so much.
They think he dead in New York, but he's still driving around the same fucking blue Mustang. Everybody knows his ass.
Yo, there's Tommy right there. All this money he done ran up. So I don't know. I'll watch next season.
Motherfucker hiding in plain sight. Don't nobody know he alive.
Yeah, so
This was
just walk around with a pistol all the time.
This was a season finale.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I don't think Power's going anywhere anytime soon. It's just one of the things they're gonna keep on
It works.
spinning that shit.
It works.
They'll keep on flipping it and flipping it. So
Heard they said Tommy coming back too. His show.
yeah, right. That's what I'm saying. That's why I feel like they introduced him. And it's like now
Makes
Tasha
sense.
gonna get a stupid ass spinoff somewhere or something. And I'm like, it's gonna be like the power of the stripper pole or something like that, like power of the pussy or something. Like
Damn, you made Tasha a stripper? Why she gotta be a stripper? Yeah?
the interesting episodes is when she had her titties out.
You're so sexist, bro.
That's wild. That's wild.
That's so sexist, bro.
That's not sexist.
Those were the
most
best episodes.
interesting was the titties.
That's what I'm saying,
I
bro.
still remember her from the Biggie movie.
Yeah.
No,
For sure.
Biggie's
They're
fucking shy
impressive.
looking.
It's a nice set. I mean,
She gets got nice. Yeah. Yeah. She does.
What else y'all watching?
Can't argue with that. I just started this new show, Love and Desire on HBO,
I don't even know about that one.
based on a true story.
I don't think I've heard of
It's
it.
about this couple where it's two married couples and neighbors, and the wife of the neighbor wife asked the other husband, if he wants to have an affair. And, so it basically goes through their emotions. They go through the emotions, try to plan out this little affair, have their do's and don'ts and this, that, and the third.
think I did see
and the girl
previews
starts
of
showing a little crazy side to her.
Yeah.
To where she starts wanting a little bit more. You know how that shit goes. So, and then it goes up from there. Based on a true story, though.
HBO?
Yeah.
HBO usually good to go.
Like 2 episodes.
well, it's no longer HBO.
It's Max.
It's Max.
Why do I keep switching it up? What are you trying to fool?
I don't know. Same shit.
Now it's just Max. All right,
It's just
bro.
Max.
I get it, man. Chill out. Stop changing every year. But it's a pretty solid show so far.
Yeah.
I ain't mad at it. I think that's all I'm watching. Trying to think anything else is on.
You?
No, nothing new for me.
What do you
More
watch when basketball games are on?
No, one basketball game. It's funny, dude. My kids, motherfucker. That's why. You got a lot of that going on.
That is true.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty much it, man. I'm just been doing that. I haven't really had a lot of time to watch a lot of shit. I've been trying to really keep my daughter busy throughout the weeks and shit. Like, so we doing something, either it's gymnastics, swimming, or tennis most days. So yeah, that's kind of what
legit.
I'm doing right now. Yeah.
I feel that.
Yeah.
I've been watching House.
I'll take it back.
What's that?
Took it back. That's an old show.
I don't
Yeah,
know what that is.
House Doctor?
Dr.
Never
Name
saw it.
House. Got like a little cane. Limp.
Well, I mean, kind of.
Like
sound
fucking
familiar,
smart.
but-
He's like a genius, super sarcastic, miserable dude. It's a good show.
Was it on?
It was on USA. It's done. It's got
I'm saying
like
you
8 or 9
Hulu or
seasons.
something?
Prime.
No. Oh, okay.
Yep. Nothing too serious though. Just a little something to throw on.
Yeah, I don't.
Nothing wrong with that. Try to find me something new to watch though. I'm gonna try to watch that Air shit.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm excited to watch it. I just haven't yet. I'm positive it's going to be good. There's no way it was a terrible movie.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard great reviews about it, so we'll
Same.
check it out this week.
Any other topics?
Did y'all have We didn't talk about that, Josh. How y'all feel about Josh posting his family and saying bye?
So what was it he posted? So I missed this that day. I just saw that they did a wellness check.
He posted on his story, picture of him and his mom, say, love you, mom. Picture of him and his dad, say, love you, pops. Picture of him and his daughter saying, love you. And then a picture of him with his back turned saying bye. Cryptic messages, look a little suicidal, so they say.
Yeah.
So they did a little wellness check on him, so they was all right, but he was just taking a break from Instagram.
That's what I perceived it as. I don't think nobody need a wellness check for Instagram posts and stuff like that. Nothing that, unless they like literally said that they will harm themselves or somebody else. Like, motherfucker just posting pictures of his family and stuff. Like, I don't think somebody who want to do something like that to themselves, like, I don't think that's the first thought they have to do is like, oh, let me share my family with social media and stuff. Like, maybe I don't know.
Somebody crying for some attention.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's probably a pretty common thing, to be honest. But I don't know. It's a big reach to make at the same time to assume that is definitely what happened. But I don't know. I mean, wellness check. What's the worst that happens? They show up. Are you here? You're alive.
He get the shooting, man. That's the worst.
That's true.
It's the worst that happens.
Answer the door.
Like on the wellness check would be wild.
It's a parade in my house.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, man. I hope he's doing all right. I think he'll be fine, but, it was a little cryptic.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully it's not the case.
I think it's a little bit attention seeking. Like, if you off of Instagram, you could just, shut down your account and just be off of it. You don't got to make an announcement. People would just see that your shit ain't coming up and they look up your page no more. Like,
yeah, I mean.
Which you still didn't do, by the way. Like, his page is still active.
You don't think Ja likes...
apparently not on
still
it.
creeping.
You don't think Ja likes attention?
Of course. I think all this is attention seeking. For sure.
That's what he's going to do. So
for sure. So, yeah, it all plays in part with how you've been acting.
Right. That's what he likes.
Hopefully he get his shit together. I think he'll be fine, though.
It is better to be talked about like, we don't want you to do anything to yourself, Ja, than to have what the narrative was.
Right, for sure.
There it is.
Yeah.
There it is.
Yeah.
Hey, yo, I know the game tonight should probably be posted later, so it'll be after the fact. But I see the Heat had already booked their tickets to go to Denver after Game 7 already. It's in the books. I know it's just probably like good planning and booking going on, but it's disrespectful for that information to be out there.
No, this is a little disrespectful. Stupid story.
Fuck you booking your tickets already like this shit is a wrap.
I'm sure both teams have tickets booked to Denver, and as soon as the game ends,
probably
they will cancel those and reroute it to the next place.
Final leg of motivation.
It's not that, but Jimmy keep doing little shit. Jimmy keep doing little shit. I get it, It's all, I'm predicting we'd be. Every game, he got to it's a prediction added to it that he just knew, hey, what he say this recent way? You're going to keep getting the same test till you pass it. It was a good bar. It was fucking good. So in the Game 7 again, just like last year, I get it. But yeah, y'all weren't supposed to be in another Game 7 again, so. This ain't part of your prediction, my guy.
I can't wait for this game tonight. I think it's going to be
I'm so glad.
In the first quarter, you'll kind of know if Miami is there to play or not. And I think this is going to have to be one of those games where Jimmy should shoot it 30 times.
I hope he does.
He should be aggressive right from the beginning.
Yeah.
I know that y'all will be game planned for him for sure. Mm-hmm. But I think you'll be able to tell pretty early if they came out with a fighting chance, or
I'll be cool. I'll be cool. Jimmy get off. We just don't need Gabe Vincent and Strus and Duncan and Caleb Martin. We don't need them hitting 3 or 4 threes. That's what really hurts.
You could chalk Caleb Martin in for 18 and 3 threes. That boy has been consistent this series. My favorite player.
Yeah, he's been probably the biggest problem.
Yeah.
Since they ain't got Hero or nobody like that.
I heard Hero gonna be active.
I hope he is. I hope they're going.
He's shaking.
I would love for him to play Hero in this Game 7 when he ain't played since Game 1 in the first round.
They can't see you shaking in your boots right now. When I said that.
I really do hope they start. I hope they play him and start him, even though he hasn't touched the floor since Game 1 of the first round. Put him in this situation.
That's not that long ago.
It is. Yeah, it is. It's a lot of time.
So predictions, we all got Boston winning tonight.
Yeah, I mean.
Oh, you sure you're not taking the Heat on this one?
Yeah, at Boston. I mean, y'all changed y'all stance since a week ago, but
I mean,
I'm where I am.
You did too, but I'll let it live.
No, wrong.
Go Celtics.
I told you we was gonna make history.
Mid-pod.
This is recorded.
You're back with
History
this
about to be
wall.
made.
Hopefully they listen to the whole episode, because if they only listen halfway through, that wasn't the version of Moss we were
I gave
getting.
him a good breakdown, and then I told him we was gonna make history.
I believe the
After you
words.
conceded.
I believe the words were, "Nah, fuck that, fuck that. We're winning at least 2."
Right, there you go. Sounds more accurate.
Carl talking mad reckless. Fuck that. We gonna win at least 2.
Was I right or was I right? Was I right or was I right? What's his head?
Yeah.
At the end of the day.
He was right.
But
I don't have a sample today. I'm sorry, I forgot.
I got one.
I do.
You got one?
Yeah.
All right. Well, if you're on YouTube, we appreciate you watching. We'll be back next week.
Yeah.
With a summary of who won Game 7 and a little bit of the first couple games of the actual finals.
Oh, yeah.
If you're on the audio, we got a couple samples coming. Stay tuned.
Peace.